Good morning, and thank you for tuning into the Andrew Tate Show, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We've got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be covering Peacock and Amazon. We'll be streaming exclusive NFL games. We'll also be talking about Jim Harbaugh supports the hip drop tackle ban. And as always, well, at least for this week, we'll change our schedule up next week, but for this Friday, we are doing our Dating Horror Story special, so make sure you guys stick around for later in the show when we'll be covering that as well. Before we start, though, I'd like to ask that you guys like and follow the show. Also, we get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets right on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. The tip and donation link is GSMCPodcast.net. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it also just really helps the show. Hello, Tate. How are you doing today?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
When you were doing the rundown, I forgot what we were talking about today. And I heard you say Peacock's in the Amazon. I'm like, what?
The streaming services.
No, it just forced, something pop in your head for a split second.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Peacock's in the Amazon. Like, what the heck? And then it's like, oh, okay, never mind.
Right.
No,
right.
It is not. It's Peacock and Amazon Prime. I got you now.
Mm-hmm.
Just, it's a split second of like,
Yes.
okay, we didn't went with National Geographic today.
Covering the whole world today.
We got a little something for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Tate,
So,
I
yes.
have a confession to make. I drank milk with my dinner last night for the first time in I don't know how long. And I know that one of our Dating Horror Stories specials, we talked about this guy who ordered milk in public places. And
we
were making fun of that.
Milk now. That is so sad.
I had a nice cold glass of milk with my dinner last night. I don't know why. I was just like, I would love to have a glass of milk today. I don't know why. But I drank some and it was great. I loved it.
I'm not really a milk person. I told you I have a buddy of mine, him and his wife, they go through 8 gallons of milk.
In a week, yeah.
Every week. And it's like, how the heck are you drinking that much?
I didn't go through that much milk. I do have milk whenever I make my tea in the morning. I put a little milk in my tea, but other than that, I normally don't.
See,
drink
I think that's weird too. That's like the British will put milk in their tea. And then every time I sit down and I order tea, because if I order tea sometimes here, they'll ask if you want milk. And it's like, no. It's just weird to me.
It's a Thai tea, and Thai tea always has some kind of milk or creamer in it, and I just put milk in mine. It's good though.
Okay. I'm gonna trust. I'm trusting you. So,
gosh.
You ready? Is this going to be a good day today?
Yes,
No
I think
technical
it's a good day.
issues, anything?
Hopefully not. Now that you said it, there probably will be one.
Yesterday was the perfect day for non-technical issues. We went the whole day, did the show.
We went the whole show without any technical
Yes.
difficulties. After the show, my Wi-Fi stopped working for a hot minute. So
Yes. So out of nowhere, it was like, okay, it's time to wrap it up. And then Faith was gone, like deuces.
yeah.
But we got the show in. It was a good show, I thought.
It was a great show, I think.
I thought it was funny that I was rapping through the show, which was kind of weird.
I think you should do that every show.
That is totally weird.
Yeah.
So, yes. All right.
Alrighty.
So let's dive into this.
So, Comcast's Peacock and Amazon Prime Video are going to stream exclusive NFL games. Comcast streaming service Peacock will exclusively feature the National Football League's Week 1 game, the NFL said on Tuesday, as part of its updated media distribution agreement for the 2024 season. Rival Amazon.com Prime's video will exclusively stream the NFL wildcard game this season, marking the second time an NFL playoff game will be available exclusively via a streaming service. service, not service. I don't know why I said service. Anyway, the week 1 game, which kicks off the regular 2024 season, will be held in Sao Paulo, Brazil on Friday, September 6th. It is the NFL's first ever regular season game in South America and the first time the league has played a game on a Friday of their opening weekend in over 50 years. Last season's AFC wildcard game, in which the Miami Dolphins clashed with the Kansas City Chiefs, was streamed on Peacock. The game averaged about 23 million viewers and was the most streamed live event in U.S. history. NFL is one of the most valuable sports franchises world over, with media rights reportedly costing as much as $110 billion. Comcast said in March of 2021 that beginning with the 2023 NFL season, NBC and Peacock will present Sunday Night Football through 2033, a span of 28 seasons. Which I don't know how that's going to work with the NFL streaming service.
They'll probably work together.
ESPN or whatever.
When I saw this, the first thing I thought about was old Uncle Roger Goodell again.
Yeah.
And him talking about the Super
We're
Bowl.
going to exclusively stream.
Listen, we are getting closer. This one's, you got a game in São Paulo, Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
We are just an eyelash closer to that Super Bowl being kicked off in Paris, brought to you by Amazon Prime. I'm letting you know. It is.
Tate is very adamant about that. I don't think that's going to happen, but
that is coming one of these days. You're going to be Grandma Faith, and you're going to be watching Amazon Prime. Yeah, not Mama Faith. I said Grandma Faith. And you're going to be watching the Super Bowl on Amazon Prime, and you're going to be like, oh, Tate, he told me this.
Back in my day.
Back in my day. You know, that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Everything is headed towards streaming.
Yeah.
Network television is going away.
Absolutely, yeah. People
don't believe it. There's the only two things that really matter on network television anymore is sports and the news. Mm-hmm. That's the only two things that's keeping cable television alive.
Right, and now you can stream news too. Like you can watch the news on Hulu, because I watch the news on Hulu sometimes. I think Roku has their own news channel that you can watch the news on now. So I think that'll be gone soon as well.
They are it's all kind of struggling. And to be honest with you, I like my news on TikTok anymore. I know that sounds so bad, but it is true.
Make sure you verify that stuff.
No crap. Listen, when you see the aliens coming down and invading, you got, let me check 5 sources. Let me say, if there's 5 other sources with the aliens coming down, and they can't be like Bubba down the street. They got to be real places. I gotta make sure these are legitimate places. But no, I like it because it's like you can get some short clips, and you get a lot more of kind of behind the scenes because people are right there just filming things. So that's kind of cool. But back to football. I love this because it does give people more choices where they can pick they're going to be able to get their games, pick their services. Mm-hmm. But here's something I don't like about it. Let's say you're a Netflix guy, you're a Hulu girl, and you're an Amazon Prime person. And then Peacock is over here, and you're like, whoa, I can't get the game. That's the drawback. It's like, by the time you get all the services, your bill is more than your cable bill.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying in a previous episode, that like, while yes, cable and satellite TV are probably going to die out soon, by the time all of that dies out, you're still going to be paying about the same amount of money to get all the streaming services. So, and a lot of the streaming services are doing bundles now, so it's essentially the same thing, and you're still probably going to be spending the same amount of money. But
see, here's the drawback with cable. It's one of those situations where they give you a bunch of channels you don't want. It's like the crochet network. I don't care about the crochet network. There really isn't a crochet network, but I'm just saying.
Hell, I think there
You,
should be.
oh hell no, 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 no. We can't be doing the crochet network. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of those channels. The NFL is going to be, I mean, it's going to be within the next couple of years.
Hmm.
It's going to, I think by their next television contract, there's going to be every week streaming games. That's when we truly benefit
Hmm.
because then let's say Peacock, if we just know all the Thursday night games are on Peacock, or that the afternoon games on Sunday are going to be on Hulu,
Hmm.
then you know, okay, it's worth getting Hulu.
Right.
We're gonna because I want to catch the games, and so
Hmm.
I'm gonna watch. I'll watch the early game on CBS and NBC or Fox or whomever, and then I'll watch Hulu the late game.
Hmm.
But when right now when it's like, oh, just one game here and there's one game here. So all these people have to like scramble. Like I gotta get for this, I gotta one game, I have to get this service.
Hmm.
That's the thing, that's the growing pains that we're going through to get to the point where games are in streaming. I would like to see them, and I know the networks won't really don't really like this, but just simulcast it. If you have cable, you can watch it on cable. If not, you watch it on streaming and have all the games kind of meshed up and matched up that way. That's the reason why I like the whole concept of that new app that puts Fox
Hmm.
and NBC and CBS and ESPN all in one place because then you pay one fee and you know you're getting your games.
Right.
The whole bouncing around, I got to get Amazon Prime for this game and then I got to go get Peacock for this game. That's what I don't like.
Hmm.
So it's the growing pains that I think
Hmm.
they should just dive in and just say, all right, this season, uh, every Sunday, the Sunday games are going to be simulcast on cable and Peacock or cable and Hulu.
Hmm.
And that would be a much better situation because, then you can kind of, you're getting your games and you don't have to have cable. So
Hmm.
that's my take. What do you think? And also, what do you think about games being in Brazil?
I think it's cool that there's going to be a game in Brazil. I honestly, before doing this show, I did not know that they were international NFL games at all. I didn't know that, that the Jacksonville they do in London every year. I had no idea about that. And then
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that they're expanding NFL, because I feel like NFL is pretty popular sport, not even in just the United States, but all over the world. And
Well,
so
go ahead.
it's nice to give those other fans a chance, more of a chance to see a football game in person than just watching it on television.
Yeah. Now, see, the NFL isn't as popular in like Europe or some of these other places, but it's growing.
Hmm.
And by having these games in there, you're increasing the number of fans that
Right.
you have.
Hmm.
I've mentioned this before. I have a ton of German friends and
Hmm.
how, some of them went to the game and how they were excited about it.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you this right now, Brazil, I love Brazil. And I hate Brazil all at the same time. I don't, I love Brazil because they're some of the most amazing people
Hmm.
anywhere. I mean, they're lovely, passionate people. The country is gorgeous, but it can be dangerous. It can
Hmm.
be incredibly dangerous. And that's the one thing that worries me about Brazil and having games in Brazil, because as people come in, you can literally have the time of your life. You can lose your life. Brazil is no joke.
Yeah.
That's the only thing about having games in Brazil that concerns me is the when things get a little dicey.
Hmm.
But you know, beautiful, wonderful people love life. I mean, You have a blast in Brazil. The Brazil and the Spanish people in Spain, they get the most out of life. And so I would love to go to the Brazil game or move one of these days have a game in Spain. Ooh, now that would
Yeah.
be I'm buying season tickets. I will go to every game if they're in Spain. So
Yeah. That would be a lot of fun. I've never been to Europe, period, but I would
I
definitely
told
go
you
to
you gotta come visit. It is worth it.
I would
It
love
is
to go to Europe and watch a football game. That would be a lot of fun.
it is so different here.
Hmm.
Um the I don't see the rabid fandom though. That's the thing. Like everyone talks about how popular soccer is, and it is, and you see kids walking around with soccer jerseys, and you see teams coming in.
Hmm.
I gotta start forcing myself to start going to the games because I like I miss out on all of it. I was talking to a guy who spent 6 months or a year in Europe and became like this huge soccer fan. And it's like, not me. Cannot get behind it.
Yeah.
I try.
I'm not
So
really a soccer fan either, but to each their own.
so
To each
but
their own.
I know we've gotten way off the topic of Uncle Roger and him bringing games to
Yeah.
Peacock and Brazil and everything. But it'll be interesting. The
Hmm.
thing that I found the most interesting in that whole thing was when they had the playoff game
Hmm.
and they had 23 million people
Yeah.
actually go, and it was the most viewed streaming
Hmm.
event in history. That guaranteed that football is coming to streaming on
Yeah.
a regular basis.
Hmm.
It's not if, it's just a matter of time
Hmm.
before they're the exclusive rights
Yeah.
to, to something. So
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh explains why he supports the hip drop tackle ban. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will be back in a minute.